Five stages to change psychologically. Five stages before you actually make a change: pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance.
What do you believe is um, catering to people failing?
I'm gonna attack this three ways. I'm gonna attack this question three ways. First way I want to say is I want you all to succeed. But here's point number one for me: people aren't ready to change.
Mm.
All right, you wanna know why are people failing in 2024? Why people failed in 2023? People failed in 2022, 2021. Why people fail in 2025, 2026? People aren't ready to change. They're just not. Now, I know that may not make sense to you, but there are five stages to change. Right. First is pre-contemplation. You become aware, as you touched on awareness. This is a good part. This is very, very solid, mind you, if you're in this stage or if you're in any one of these five stages. You become aware that you're ready to change. And mind you, this is also not from the compound effect. We have now opened up a new separation. You become aware that you're ready that you need to make a change. This could be as simple as, in layman's terms, man, this suit isn't fitting the same way, or this isn't fitting the same way, or I'm not doing this the same way, or I could be doing this better. It's pre-contemplation. Contemplation point is step two. You're thinking about making a change. This is I need to hit the gym. I think I can save money here in this area. This is when you start to contemplate how you can make a change. This is when you start to really thinking about making a change. Preparation. You touched on preparation in the chapter on choices earlier in our video for the compound effect, and I just thought that was really, really solid because preparation, this is when you start putting a plan together to make a change. This is very, 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 very important. This is the part where you are now separating yourself from I think I need to make a change. I do need to make a change. You are now beginning to make a change. Point four, action. This is when you make the change. This is when you start going to the gym. This is when you start saving money. This is the action. And then maintenance. This is number five. And I thought this was really, 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 really crucial. This is when you determine how to maintain the change that you have now made. So 5 stages to change psychologically. 5 stages before you actually make a change: pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. And I think I believe when you get to the preparation standpoint is when things begin to change for you. This is the probably just as important as the action stage. This is the when you start looking up what gyms are around town, what banks can I put my money in, who has the best this, where can I get this. This is the preparation stage, and I don't want you to overlook this because some people listen to this maybe pre-contemplating making a change already, and you're just now becoming aware to something you need to change. I want to say congrats. You have now become aware to something that is not right in your life, and you actively want to do something about it, but you don't know where to start, nor are you giving it that much thought. There are some people contemplating making a change. These are people who have already been aware that they need to work out. They need to do something. They need to change something. You are now further than just being aware from it. You are really thinking about how you can make a change. Planning. If you're in the preparation stage of making a change, I just want to say congrats. Keep going. You are so, so, so close. This is the part of your life when you begin to say, how can I actually do this? Pen and pad next to you. Let me do this. Action. All the people that have started making a change in 2024 and are getting towards where they want to be at, I want to say keep going. It does not matter what's around you, what's next to you, what you're seeing. You are doing it. You are doing more than what 97% of people on this planet are doing about things in their life. I just want to say congrats. You are doing it. Keep going. Congratulations. Maintenance. This is for all the people who are maintaining a change they've recently made, meaning starting January 1st, you may have decided I'm going to the gym. And you actually went to the gym January 1st and you've been doing that week to week and you're staying consistent with your diet and you're staying consistent with your health. I want to say, take it slow. You're doing it. Take it slow. Maintain, because that is going to make you accelerate. If you don't know what I mean by that, go back and look at the compound effect video. That is going to make you accelerate. You are going to open a gap between everybody else that's not doing what you're doing, and you're going to feel 10 times better in no time. So I want to state that as point one. I have 2 more things I want to touch, but I'm going to pass it off to D. D, why do you think people are failing in 2024?
Oh, you could have finished your points, but I'll just say I took mine from out of Think and Grow Rich. Actually,
Mm.
um, I just I didn't want to just give you guys just some basic opinions, things I see, or maybe why I was failing at some things. I'm like, now let me pull from something that you know really can garner some attention. So just know I pulled this straight from Think and Grow Rich, which is written by Napoleon Hill. The main causes of failure in life are poor environmental influences,
Mm.
the wrong mindset, bad habits, and a lack of motivation. He says that all these are reasons for failure and can be addressed if you identify which one applies to you and then create a plan for removing them, right? So, just to go a little bit further, he goes on and says, you have like, unfavorable hereditary background. Some people like to put the blame on that. Oh, I'm just not big enough, or I'm just not strong enough, or I'm just not fast enough to do that.
Mm.
That's cap. Lack of education. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's this thing called YouTube University. I don't know if you've heard of it. I don't know if you've heard, person listening. There's a university called YouTube University, and it has a lot of education on there. And just trust your intuition. You're gonna catch a guy like me and Manny who's providing valuable information, and I'll probably start listening to that person. Honestly,
Yeah.
education and information is extremely at our grasp, and that it's probably something that we overlook now because of just how easy it is to attain. You know, you look back hundreds of years ago, getting information, getting your hands on a book, getting certain things was hard to come across.
Whew.
So we're just too comfortable with the thought of, I can just look it up, I can grab it, I can this, but you're not.
And you die when you get too comfortable.
Exactly. He said ill health, poor environmental influences during childhood, marrying the wrong person. I love these. Having bad business associates, selecting the wrong job, and the power to not acquit through effort. People who inherit money often mishandle it. For example, that was an example to that, right?
Yeah.
So, and lack of capital. But these are all things that can lead to your failure.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, what he pointing out early on was these are just things that you should realize if you have that, and then you address it, you create a plan to eliminate it. So it goes back to my main point of the whole day.
Yeah.
Become aware.
Man.
Like I said, it's not a big deal for me to say, oh, I don't drink. Yeah, it was never hard not to drink. I was never a big fan of it. I don't like to throw up. You threw up. I threw up one time, and I was like, "Hey, you ain't got to. Hey, you ain't got to beg me.
Right,
I just won't do it. I found my limit real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, and I, it's funny. I made a plan.
Yeah.
It's like, if I have one or two, I don't go there. Cool. It's like, I'm not gonna do it at home, because I will say during the pandemic, it got a little crazy, like I wasn't much of a drinker, but you're just sitting in the house, man. I had got that bottle. Oh man, and it was like, I kid you not. I saw that bottle disappear in 2 days. The big boy with the handlebar on it.
Yeah.
That thing disappeared in about 48 to 72 hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we're not gonna go down that lane.
Yeah.
I don't even know why it works. Normally, if I drink like that, it's like, it's out of me, But nah, it was like Captain. It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't like killing me. But I knew it's not something you want to create. You don't want to create these habits. You don't want to, be down in that downtime. I feel like the pandemic showed a lot of people who they are.
Facts.
The pandemic showed a lot of people who they are. You had to be cooped up with your family. It showed you who your family is.
Facts.
Honestly, if you have one of these problems, it's probably a problem within your family also. So why you may fail is maybe because you're not just being aware to yourself. You're not aware to those around you and your family, those that are close to you. And you can see that this is a perpetuated thing. Like, maybe drinking is just bad in the family. Well, be aware to that. I shouldn't be a drinker.
Yeah.
You know, I shouldn't
Yeah.
make decisions when I'm drinking. I shouldn't, do this when I'm drinking. I definitely shouldn't drive when I'm drinking, right? So awareness can lead to a lot of things, but then it's the action. It's taking the time to, man, I can't express enough what writing something down would do for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and write it down.
Facts.
It don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have the perfect plan the first time, the second time, the third time. But now you're going to create a consistent action of doing it. And I tell you what, one of them plans going to hit. And then you got a book. But you know, so I mean that was my take on it. I didn't really go no further than that.
That was good. That was really good. I'm really glad you took that approach for it. With Think Grow Rich. Mine are also backed up statistics and studies as well. So this is factual information. The first point was done by a psychologist. But I do want to say that was a great point that you just said there.
Thank you.
Because not being aware, I mean that's the killer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the killer. If you're not aware, man, you can forget about life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause you're not, and that's a great book we're going to touch eventually, The Self-Aware Leader by John C. Maxwell. I can't believe we haven't touched the John C. Maxwell book yet, but that's a topic for another day. I do want to point to that drinking point because it was the complete opposite. I did not need the pandemic to drink. That was much different. We used to have some different conversations back then, you know, because he said he stopped smoking. So how it was for him to stop smoking was how it was for me to stop drinking. I do want to say that because there was a small period of time or over the phone, we would have conversation. He might be smoking, I might be drinking. And he'd be like, I don't know how you're drinking. I'm like, I don't know how you're smoking, but just know the way you're smoking is how I'm drinking. And,
you said that.
And let's just say, you know, that wasn't a good year for me. You know what I'm saying? You want to know why? Because I wasn't aware.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't aware. Now, to be honest with you, with that awareness point, we really don't have to move any further because I feel like that's also my point of today as well. It's just ultimately being aware. You won't have much of anything in life if you're not aware. You won't have a good relationship if you're not aware of the people that you're choosing, yourself, how you are in relationships. You won't have a good, when I say relationships, I mean with family, friends, personal, all of those relationships. You probably don't have a good job life if you're not aware if the people around you that you work with like you or not. Not saying that they have to like you, but you do have to be cohesive to the environment that you're in and not take away from it. That is a crucial part of being aware, knowing how you fit into a space. Or if you don't fit into a space, not going there. As you touched on, not liking the job that you're in, a crucial part of failure.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really glad you took the Napoleon Hill route with that. My point number 2 is goals. More specifically, people aren't setting clear enough goals. There's a great book called Atomic Habits. We're going to touch that eventually. But many people think they lack motivation, and what they really lack is clarity. Now, I want to spend some time. For example, people set goals like this. I want to get in better shape. That's not a goal, that's a wish. I want to make that very, very clear. It's not a goal, that's a wish. I want to get in better shape. It's like you saying I want $1 million. It's like you saying I want a sexy girlfriend. It's like you saying I want a better car. It's nothing more than a wish. A true goal is measurable and has a deadline. For example, I want to lose 10 pounds in 4 months. That's a goal. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I feel like that's very, 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 very crucial. We touched on goals earlier in the compound effect video. I really want to make it very, very clear that I want to get in better shape is not a goal. But how many people start their New Year's by posting something somewhere on some platform saying, I'm going to get in better shape this year? You are telling the world that you are wishing that one day this year you wake up and you are not in the shape that you currently are in. And for the most part, you're probably going to be in different shape than what you are in because you don't have any defined clarity to the goal that you listed. You're probably going to start eating more when you realize that you are not hitting the goal that you hit. That the genie from the bottle is not making you, thinner. You know, you're probably going to start eating more out of the fact that mentally you don't feel as good. And what's that going to do? It's going to create a worse shape than you were in. But guess what? You asked life to put you in better shape. And what life did was they looked at your habits and they said, I got you. I'm going to put you in better shape based on what you said. We didn't touch this in the compound effect, but he definitely brought this up in one of the chapters. It might have been momentum, habits, or choices. But he said, and I quote, if you say that you want to get, I want to get in better shape, but every night you have a bag of Doritos next to you or a Snickers bar, I'm going to believe the Snickers bar. If you say, I want to spend more time around family, but you don't have family in your calendar, I'm going to believe the calendar. If you say, I want to save more money, but you're constantly buying things, I'm going to believe the things that you are buying. It's very crucial that you not judge, but it's very crucial that you look at the people that you're around, your associations that you're around, and judge them based on their actions, not what they say. Because in a group setting, we can all say, I want this, I want that, he wants this, I want that. But if you go home and you say, I want to get in better shape, you're eating Doritos, this person say they want to save money, but they're constantly buying things, and you say, I'm going to be more productive, but you don't have a routine, I'm going to believe all three of your weaknesses, that is who you guys are. And that's what most, individuals who are productive would do. Now, number 3. Why people are failing in 2024. Excuses. I already touched on this earlier, but a poll of 2,000 Americans found the average respondent makes 6 excuses daily, adding up to 2,000 excuses per year. My mistake, 5 excuses. Top 5 most common excuses. I'm too tired. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. It's too inconvenient. I'm too forgetful. This explains why you're not reaching your goals. Point number 2. And when your goals explain why you're not ready to make a change. Point number 1. And all 3 of these lead to why people are failing in 2024.